I'm Darya Allen-Attar. I'm the founder of Broad Circle, and I'm a woman who's passionate about money and power for women. I run a women's group that I founded 5 years ago, and having worked in financial services and built up my career for many years, I realized that it was a very competitive environment which was gender biased for the most part. It was about money and power, which is a lot of my message to women now. I think that entrepreneurial passion is something that a lot of people have, even girls, when they're younger, and you just have to kind of support that and try to nurture it because, we're not going to solve the capital inequity problem, the capital gender gap, by just having women going out and getting great degrees, getting great grades, and becoming employees. So a lot of things point back to women creating wealth on their own. A lot of things point to money. And that's really how we're going to solve the gender gap and that gender inequity problem. I think that younger women are somewhat in denial, about the realities. And so I think it's great to talk to them and say, hey, look, this is the real world, but it won't be your real world if you start to get a grip on reality. The trends for women, the statistics for women, have not improved in the United States for 15 years. So we've stayed stagnant. 15 years ago, wage gap was 77 cents on the dollar. It is today. 15 years ago, there were about 15% of the large company leaders who were women, and it is today. And so we will not kind of transcend this plateau that we've reached here where we're not really moving unless we have some change in behavior, and that's got to happen with women of all ages. Women are more interested in mitigating risk. Women are more collaborative. Women listen better. Women are more relationship oriented. And a lot of those skills can be very valuable in business. I want to tell every woman and girl to believe in themselves. Just focus on believing in yourself, knowing that you can do it, taking risk, and focus on science and technology. We all know there's such a huge gender gap in those fields that are leading the global economy. So until we get more women there, that's also going to be a problem because that's where wealth creation is. I figured out that most women and girls, work really hard at school, being the top students, and then they go off and they go to college and they work really hard being great students. Then they get out and they get a job and they work harder, they work more hours, they work themselves silly crazy. And then they find that they're not getting the promotions, they're not getting the raises, they're not getting the top jobs. And so when I kind of figured that out, I became passionate about the solution. So I decided it's better to say, hey, it's about money and power. So more women having money at all levels of the economic strata allows greater good for other women. The best piece of career advice I ever received is to take risk, to raise my hand for risk as often as possible. Really, risk means that you will rise to the challenges that create opportunity. Reach for the stars.